Welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles, Trials of South Africa. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. And I don't want us to waste any time. Let's just get right into today's topic. I want us to talk about social media and versus the police. We have heard of how social media has interfered in a lot of cases and the police are complaining. So I need us to talk about this today. How social media has helped Joshlin Smith case or how it has ruined things. So I need you to come with me as we look at some issues. So guys, do you remember a game called Chinese Whisper? This game where 20 people are there and then you are supposed to whisper to the first person. By the time it gets to the 20th person, what you said is no longer the same. So maybe you said something wild, not something wild, you said, I want cheese. But by the time you get to the 20th person, now it has turned into something wild and someone says, my mother ate a dragon. I know kids love this game and some adults also love it, but it just shows that sometimes we say things and sometimes they are not facts. We do not have evidence. We have seen with Umagalima, she was arrested. And we don't know. In the comment section, you say she's Ayanda's sister. I don't know how true is that. But sometimes saying things can ruin a case or can help a case. So we are going to talk about the first parts, police versus social media. The police said it loud, the social media can mess things up. They said we're dropping guesses. We have told them about false leads, and we told them some people are suspects, and they were not. So, but let's be real, social media isn't always a problem. It's not always a villain, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it has helped some people, although the police say we are interfering, we have false information, but these tips have helped some cases to be cracked. And today I want us to dive into that. So part 2 of today's episode is that amongst the madness, the media became a force. Name it, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. We came through and Joshlin's name stayed in the public eye. We wouldn't let this go. And I'm proud of one TikToker. The real MVP today I want us to talk about and give her flowers is Ushek's warrior, Ushekira Khanif. Mama, thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you did. That just after 2 days, you left your own place. You went to Saldanha Bay to look for Joshlin Smith. And you went live on February the 20th, just 2 days after Joshlin vanished. And you noticed that there were things that were off with Kelly Smith. You were wondering, why isn't she there searching for her own child? You also noticed her hands were dirty. And when you confronted her about Buddha, she got aggressive. And you had a one-on-one. And people saw that. And we thank you for noticing these things. You also bought her a dress. When she was dancing there with the temple boys and saying that my child has made me famous. You are one of the people who also said that to show that it's not just something that was just said by one person. There are other people who have backed this up. So we wouldn't have known about that, Ma. We wouldn't have known if you didn't leave your comfortable place to come and help with us. God bless you with all your endeavors. Whatever you're doing in your space, may you get people that will donate. May you get people who will help to put you into the next level. And we want to thank you as Courtroom Chronicles today for playing your part. coming as a witness and telling us, and we saw your video was used there. That is social media's power. You know, we saw a video, your life being played in court, because that can be used as evidence, ladies and gentlemen. And we saw all of that, and we would like to thank you. Getting to the second part of the third part, is that people got into the story, you know, and there were key witnesses, people who came and spoke about certain things that we wouldn't have known. And I also like to thank them. I won't talk about all the witnesses. I don't know how many were there, but it was quite a lot. A lot of people came, and we want to thank you. Just because I'm not going to mention what you said, please don't worry about that. Just know that we appreciate you as South Africans, that you came. It's not an easy thing to be a witness. Witnesses are killed, are unalived in our in our country, unalived in our country. So please, it's not a tiny thing. What you did is something major, and we appreciate for that. We heard about Kelly Ziggers and her CCTV footage that proved that she was not an alibi for Kelly Smith, that when she checked them, Kelly Smith was not there. So we thank you for that, for coming through and telling us that while you couldn't sleep, Kelly Smith was sleeping sound and snoring, you know. So we thank you for coming to tell us about that. We also thank Laurentia Lombard. I know a lot of people will say, why are you thanking her? She's part of the accused. She is as guilty as the other ones. But we wouldn't have known about the Sangoma, guys. And the 20,000 wouldn't have corroborated with Mr. Kosie's story. So we know that she has children with Ayanda. We are well aware of that. But we wouldn't have known about that, about the eyes and the pale skin. We wouldn't have known if Laurentia didn't tell us about that. We also want to talk about all the constables that came, but the ones who came first to the scene, Constable Gobese and Gongota, that noticed that Kelly was too calm for a mom who has just lost a child, and she was not panicking. We knew that because you guys came and told us about that as witnesses. Usiliziwe Mbambo told us about being a social worker. I know a lot of people also had said that had they done their work as social workers, though she came in later, she told us about the history that was in the file, that Kelly Smith was abusing drugs, and also before Joshlin Smith was born in 2017. So we heard about that. Thank you for coming through, Mama, and also telling us. And we are asking that our social workers or the social workers department will just pull up their socks just a little bit. And when they see danger coming forth, they must do something. But thank you for coming also. Natasha Andrews, I can't help but smile, because when they were looking for a picture so they can put out there so that we will look for Joshlin Smith, you had pictures. You and your family had pictures. You told us about the love that you gave Joshlin Smith. You wanted to adopt her. We thank you, and thank you for showing her love on those weekends, on those school holidays. You took her in. You wanted to make her yours. Thank you so much, Mama, for that. With your family, for loving that child and showing her the love that she deserved. Edna Mart, who told us about West Africa and the container, and that Buddha, we must remember that Buddha is not guilty. Thank you for coming through and telling us about that. You know, as witnesses, they're not thanked enough. We're just happy about the guilty verdict, but we leave you guys outside. So we want to thank you. We've already thanked the Sheikh's warrior, Oshekira Khanif, the TikToker. I want us to also thank Mr. Stephen Kutsia, the evangelist that we spoke about yesterday. We heard him talking about Ukeli selling her kids for money. Upolina Tosa, the neighbor who saw Kelly fighting with a man while the child was present. Kelly's sister, it wasn't easy to talk about your own flesh and blood, telling us about how she had said she doesn't think her child is still, or she said her child is still around. She can feel it. It's her motherly intuition. I can imagine the backlash that you got as a sister. Some were talking about your makeup, irrelevant things, you know. You were showing up in court. You had to look the part. Thank you so much, Mama, for doing that. We know it wasn't easy to talk about your sister about, but you had to tell us the truth. And yes, the truth had to come out. So the fourth part of our video, we are talking about the digital breadcrumbs. You know me, I would never come with a video start to finish and not learn something from it. We have to learn something from whatever that has happened. We saw that they spoke about the CCTV footage. They showed us videos from the TikTok lives, and that was digital footprint that was used in court. So let us talk about your digital footprint, the crumbs that you drop online. Have you ever heard of people looking for a job, going to an interview, but when they go to check their social media, then they can't hire them because of things that they said? Some of them were joking around, but that has an impact on how people look at you. They look at your character, they look at your digital breadcrumbs, the footprint that we are talking about. So when you leave text, you leave photos, maybe it's photos where you are mapuna there, the locations, when you put content out and you delete it, these things can be used in court. It's evidence, and they will use that against you. So it can support your alibi or destroy it. It can, your WhatsApp, your voice notes, and your maps, that is gold in the courtroom. So we also need to learn from this as citizens. And also, you know that your deleted post can come back to haunt you. So we need to be responsible with everything that we are doing. So the last and fifth part that I know is the second last. It's the police and the public helped to solve this case. Why am I saying this? It wasn't just the police who was going around, digging around. People also asked questions in the internet. People watched, they commented, they're still commenting, they're still investigating. And we just need to teach each other or remind each other to do all these investigations, to comment, to ask questions in a responsible manner. And some of these social media tips, they turn into real evidence, like we've seen with Shakira Khanif, that her evidence was used in court. So some of these things, you can do them and they will help, but some of them, they don't help and will put you into trouble. So this case was cracked by both the badges and the browsers. People who are browsing, who are going to TikTok, coming back to YouTube and checking, they helped with this. And we'd like to say thank you to them too. So TikTok and Facebook, your Twitter, the public just refused to forget who Joshlin is. And they made videos and they went viral. And this helped with talking about Joshlin and putting her out there so that people will be aware that things like this are happening. So my final words, ladies and gentlemen, as I come to the end of the video, is that today we're giving credit to the TikToker who left her own bed to go and help look for a missing child. She was a brave witness who stood up and spoke about a lot of things that we would have been guessing and asking ourselves about it. But she came through with the witnesses that I've mentioned, the ones that I didn't mention as well. Thank you so much. We salute you. And yes, that's it for today. This is where I wanted to end my video. There's actually something that I had thought about, but my train of thought has just been disturbed. I don't know why. But what do you think about what cracked this case open for you? Which moment that I didn't mention here that you're thinking of right now? Who was hiding the most? Drop your comments below. We would love to hear them here at the Courtroom Chronicles channel. And with that being said, continue subscribing, liking, hitting that notification button. And until next time, God bless. Thank you so much.